Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Christine. This is a live yoga practice with the group from Breast Friends in Tigard, Oregon. Their website is linked down below in the description if you'd like to get more information about this wonderful group of folks who are here to support one another and maybe even support you. Today, we're going to be doing a nice, well-rounded yoga practice. And we're going to start on a comfortable seat. And I'm sitting on a blanket here, but you might like to sit on a cushion or a yoga block. Speaking of yoga blocks, if you have any of those, or some books you might use, or pillows or blankets or towels you can roll up, please feel free to gather those and have them around you because they could make your practice more comfortable. If sitting cross-legged doesn't feel good for you, you could always send your legs out long, or you could sit up on your heels. So we'll start today from your favorite comfortable seat, and you might just rock a little from side to side to get yourself settled, to find some balance, and maybe close your eyes and begin to let go of the world around you, let go of conversations and situations, so that you can really be here for yourself today, really be here for this practice. And begin to notice your breath. And you might even bring your hands here to your belly to encourage a deeper breath. So if you notice that the chest is rising more than the belly is, maybe you can make some adjustments here so that the breath is deeper. Feel yourself expanding and softening. You might check in with your posture. Just notice how you're sitting here. And if it serves you, you might sit up a little taller, gently pressing down through the bottom of your body to the support underneath you. And tucking your chin back so that the base of your skull comes up towards the sky. Roll your shoulders up and back and down. Sitting up nice and tall here. Continue those nice deep belly breaths. And we're going to practice a nice calming breath. We're going to inhale for about 4 beats and then exhale for maybe 5 or 6 beats. So we want the exhale to be a little bit longer than the inhale. This is a conversation you're having with your nervous system to say, oh, it's safe to slow down. It's safe for my body to relax. It's safe for me to get into these postures. So if inhaling and exhaling for 4 and 6 is too much or not enough for you, feel free to adjust it so that it is a great fit for your body. Just make that exhale 1 or 2 beats longer than the inhale. So it would be an inhale just for sake of getting started. Inhale for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 6. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and exhale at your pace. I'll let go of the counting so I don't mess up whatever you've got going. Let's just find 10 rounds of breath here. Those nice elongated exhales. Only a couple of minutes to just make the adjustment from your morning coming into your practice. Let go of any tension or contracting. Invite softening, ease. Relax the jaw and the shoulders. Bring the breath down deep into the belly. Just another few breaths like that here. Notice any places that have contracted again and just encourage them to be soft. One more full round of breath. And then just release the practice and come back to your regular breath. Breathing with these elongated exhales is a really great way to calm your nervous system. If you find yourself wakeful in the middle of the night, you might embrace that kind of breath and find yourself falling back asleep. And then let's take a nice big inhale through the nose. When you exhale, let it go out the mouth with a big audible sigh. With your next inhale, we're going to reach the arms out and up as far overhead as feels good to you. Exhale and bring your right fingers down to the ground and lean over to the right any amount. Maybe your left arm is down low, maybe resting to your lap, maybe reaching out to the side, or maybe all the way alongside the left ear. Continue to breathe those nice deep belly breaths here, opening up the left side of the body. And then use your next inhale to come back to center. Bring both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, left hand down, right arm reaches over. And again, that right arm can be as extended as feels good to you and your shoulders, wherever you're at today. Breathe those nice deep belly breaths and feel that expansion here in the right rib cage. Use your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, right fingertips down once again. Maybe your palm comes down to the ground and you look up towards your left armpit. From here, wherever your left arm is, it might be down low here, we're going to make some circles. So we're going to take that left arm back and up and forward and down. Just opening up the shoulders. So your circles might be small or low, or maybe they're very big and high, or anywhere in between. And just notice all the little subtleties along the way. You can use your breath, linking the movement, inhaling as you reach up, exhale as you lower down. The next time you reach up, let's reverse those circles, taking the arm back and down, and then forward and up. You might get your neck involved. You might watch your arm as it makes these circles, or maybe you want to keep your gaze down towards the ground or up towards the sky. Only you know how this is affecting your body, how this is affecting your neck, so be kind to yourself. The next time you bring that arm all the way up, we'll bring both arms back to center, and then we'll lower the left hand down once again. Maybe you come to fingertips. Maybe it's a nice gentle side bend with the right arm low. Maybe you come to that palm. And again, play with your gaze. Maybe you want to look down. Maybe you want to look up. And wherever you are, at whatever level that right arm is, we'll begin to circle back and down. Inhale as you reach forward and up. Exhale back and down. Inhale forward and up. Just continue with your circles. Just slow things down and notice what's happening in your shoulder, your armpit, your side body. Let it be fluid and flowy. And the next time the arm comes up towards the sky, we'll reverse those circles. You can find as much movement here as feels good to you. Let's bring one more inhale, reaching that arm up, reaching the other arm up, coming back to center, bringing the palms together and right down to meet your heart. And then any way that works for you, we're just going to switch the cross of the legs. So you might lean back, you might anchor your hands on the ground. Just finding a little balance. We won't be here much longer. And if you're sitting in a chair or with the legs out straight, you don't need to change anything. Let's find a full breath here, pressing your palms together, feeling all your fingers contacting one another. And then the next time you inhale, we're going to turn the hands so that the right hand is in front, the left hand is in back, and hook the fingers. Inhale to kind of isometrically draw the elbows away from each other. And then exhale to press the palms towards one another again. Inhale, hook the right hand at the back this time, lift the heart. Exhale, press. Inhale, right hand in front. Exhale, press. Inhale, left hand in front. Pull gently. Exhale, press. One more time each side. Then we'll release the hands down by the hips. We'll just unfold the legs, bring the feet out in front of you, and just windshield wiper your knees gently from side to side. And again, you might keep your knees relatively uplifted, or maybe you want to bring them all the way down to the ground and get a little bit of a side stretch in that hip as well. Always finding your healthy boundary, your edge. And then we'll come over into all fours. You can always pad your knees with a blanket or a towel. And if you're practicing from a chair, you might simply be standing and then put your hands on the seat of the chair here to get a similar experience. Let's find some rounds of cat and cow. Simple inhale to drop the belly, lift the tailbone, look forward. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, draw the heart forward as you lift the tailbone. Exhale, belly button comes up towards the spine and the crown of the head goes down towards the ground. And continue to move with your breath. And as always, keep the movement as subtle as you like or as generous as you like. In that cow posture, you might bend your elbows and tuck your toes. In the cat posture, you could come up onto your fingertips and really open up behind the shoulder blades. Make it your own. The next time you come into cow, let's all tuck the toes. Send the hips back towards the heels any amount. We're going to stretch out the bottoms of the feet here. So if you have little funky pinky toes like me, you might use your hands to encourage them to come in contact with the floor. And then press the hips back so that you can stretch out the bottoms of the feet. Really bring your arms forward, maybe popping up onto your fingertips here. And decompress your spine. Tuck the chin, draw the base of the skull up towards the sky. If this feels really good on your feet and you want to stretch it out a little bit more, you could walk your hands towards your knees. Maybe even coming to sit on your heels. Wherever you are, we'll come back to tabletop, untuck the toes, and really pat out the tops of your feet. Just give them a little massage, maybe rock them a little bit from side to side. And then we're going to get a nice stretch, especially for Myra, that latissimus dorsi, this muscle right underneath the armpit that a lot of us get irritated when we're using a computer a lot. So we're going to take the left hand, keep the right hand right underneath your right shoulder, and then reach the left hand right in front of the right hand. And then send your left hip back towards your left heel, any amount. Breathe into that whole space. Imagine you've got a balloon there at that muscle underneath the armpit, that latissimus dorsi, not quite sure how to say it. Heard it both ways. And you could inflate it with your breath, and as you exhale, all the tension escapes. One more full breath wherever you are. And then we'll inhale, come back to center, stack the left hand under the left shoulder, and then reach the right hand in front of the left hand. And if it doesn't quite go right in front, just as far over towards the left as feels good to you. And then we'll send that right hip back towards the right heel. Breathe into your armpit, into your rib cage, expand. Exhale, soften and release tension. Couple breaths right there. One more full breath. And then we'll inhale back to center, come back to cat and cow. Take a few rounds here just to realign your hips and your spine and your neck. And then we're going to take a big step out with the right hand, big step out with the left hand, come down to the forearms here. So we're taking the weight out of the wrists. And we'll do a few rounds of cat and cow here. It'll be a lot more subtle as we draw the heart forward. Press into the elbows to round the upper spine. Inhale, belly drops, heart comes forward, tail lifts. Exhale, press into your elbows, open up space behind your heart. Inhale, draw the heart forward. Exhale, come back to neutral, and then we'll step one foot back and then the other, either taking a forearm plank here or coming right on down to the belly. If you take that forearm plank, press the back of the knees and the hamstrings up towards the sky. And then we'll all meet down on our bellies, untuck the toes, coming into Sphinx posture. Back bends are really good for us. In our culture, we do lots and lots of sitting. This is a really nice way to do a gentle back bend. If this is too intense, you could walk your elbows out a little farther so that the back bend is not quite as lifted. You could keep the elbows right underneath your shoulders. Or if you want to go a little deeper, you can bring your palms out a little farther and straighten your elbows, coming into seal posture. Engage your glutes to keep your low back safe. And if this is a little pinchy on the low back, you could take your feet out a little bit wider. One more full breath wherever you are. And then we'll exhale, lower down. Press into your hands, come back up through tabletop. And then we'll press into the feet, walk the hands back towards the knees, and lift the knees up off the ground, coming into a little bit of a squat here. You could take your feet out nice and wide. You could be uplifted right here or nice and low. However you want to get there, we're going to come to stand. So bring your feet underneath your hips, and maybe you find a little forward fold here. You could ragdoll, cradling your elbows in your palms, bending your knees generously, and just letting your head be heavy here. Again, creating traction for the spine. And then we'll inhale. Really fill up that low belly, feel the low back expand. Exhale, let it all go. And then bring your hands to your hips, scoop your heart forward and up, press into your feet and come to stand. Find mountain pose. You might experience a little dizziness as we come from being down low to coming up high. The blood flow changes a little bit. Just stand in your Tadasana until you feel yourself recalibrated. And then again, we'll find that ragdoll posture, but this time we'll do it overhead. Bring the palms together and cradle bring the palms parallel and then to the elbows to cradle the elbows overhead. Lift the heart, draw the elbows back, draw the shoulder blades down. And again, we'll just take a little side bend to the right, a little side bend to the left. Come back to center and just switch the orientation of your arm. So the non-dominant arm is doing the dominant work. And then we'll side bend right and side bend left. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, lower down. You can stay right here or inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Find that forward fold and then inhale for a halfway lift, maybe pressing into your thighs, finding a nice flat back. And we'll come right on down to the ground. Just bring one hand and then the other, and one knee and then the other, and we'll come to high kneeling. And again, you can do this part from a chair if you like. Just sitting on the chair, we're going to bring our hands to our low back as if you've got back pockets here that you could tuck them into. And we'll find another way to do a back bend in camel pose here. So we'll just kind of press down gently those fingertips so that you find length through the tailbone. Roll the shoulders back, draw the elbows towards one another, and lift the heart up towards the sky. Maybe open the throat and look upward here. Any amount of a back bend. So we can do it laying down on our bellies. We can do this in a chair. We can do this standing. We can do it on our knees. Inhale here. Exhale, tuck the chin. Release, come back to center, and just take a moment to rest. Notice the recalibrating effects in your body, any rebound. And then another thing that we can do now that we've stretched the latissimus dorsi is we can strengthen it. So again, from standing, seated, the floor, we want to bring our arms out into cactus arms. And I'm just going to kind of change my orientation so you can see what I'm doing here. And from here, we're going to draw the arms back and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale to just bring them out in line with your body. Exhale, draw them back and squeeze. Bring the arms back into alignment. This time we're going to only draw the right arm back and then down. Bring the right arm back forward, and then the left arm comes back and then down. And you might want to play with this a little bit. We'll do a couple more times each side. Building strength. And again, the arms can be as low or as high as feels good to you, but really no higher than shoulder height. One more time on each side. And then we'll release the arms down. Just roll your shoulders up and down and back a few times. Shake it out a little bit. And then we'll come down to lie on the left side of the body. You might want to support your head with your arm. You could lay down with your head like this, or maybe have your arm out straight, or if you have a yoga block, you might use that to support your head. We're just gonna bend those knees here. And then we're gonna lift that top leg and do some little open clamshells. So once you get here, really engage your core to keep yourself stable, keep your hips stacked. We're just going to turn that top knee up to the sky and then forward again. Let's do 5 times on this side. We're strengthening the hips here, helping to support the back body. And then go ahead and hug your knee in, or maybe reach for the back of your thigh and make some circles. And then switch directions. And then we'll hug that right knee up towards the heart, maybe behind the thigh, maybe you're holding onto the knee. You might keep the knee bent, or you could straighten the leg, getting a nice little hamstring stretch here. Hold on to your pant leg, your thigh, maybe your calf, maybe you reach for that big toe for the yogi toe lock. Whatever feels good to you, whatever feels supportive. Just doing things in a slightly different way. One more inhale right here. Let's exhale to lower down. Bring that right knee back on top of the left knee. Inhale here, stretch the right arm out alongside the right ear and press the right heel away. Nice big stretch for the top of the body here. Couple breaths. One more inhale wherever you are, and then we'll exhale to come back to center, and then we'll just switch sides. So you can just flip over to the opposite side. Find support for your head, either with your arm or a pillow or a block. We'll bend the knees here, stack the hips, the knees, and the ankles. And then we're just going to lift that top leg any amount, maybe a foot or so here. Got cat hair. And we'll just begin to do those open clamshells. So turn the knee up towards the sky and then back forward again. Up and forward. Keep the core engaged so that you don't go rolling back. And you can use your top arm for a little kickstand here. Let's find one more. And then we'll reach for that knee, thigh, pant leg, whatever you can grab a hold of. And we'll just make some circles in one direction, 2 or 3 or 4. And then reverse. And then we'll just find that little hamstring stretch, maybe hugging the knee in, back of the thigh, pant leg, maybe straightening that left leg. You could reach for the calf or maybe that big toe, whatever is accessible. Find your healthy edge. Don't forget to breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, rebend that top knee. If it's straight, we'll restack the legs. Use your next inhale to extend that left arm over the left ear and press the left heel away, nice and straight here in the top of the body, getting long. One more inhale. Exhale, everything comes back to stack. And then we'll simply roll over onto the back body. Gonna set up for a little bridge pose. Another way we can do a back bend, if you're like me and you do a lot of sitting during the day, you can't get enough back bends to counteract that. It's really important, especially as we age. So you bring your hands down alongside your hips. Walk your feet close to your sit bones. Maybe you can touch the back of the heels, maybe not quite, but just bring them in as close as you can. Notice your pelvis here, nice and secure, feeling stable. And then the next time you inhale, press into your feet and lift the hips up any amount. We're just going to stay here and breathe. So you could engage the glutes here, give them a little squeeze, hug the hips in, and engage the core here as well, as if you could draw the pubic bone towards the lower rib cage. So you're nice and engaged around the hips. This whole core area is getting stronger and stronger. And just find your breath, and maybe you can even find that elongated exhale here, inhaling for a count of 3 or 4. Exhale for a count of 5 or 6. That tells your nervous system that even while you're exerting this effort, you can still be calm and at ease. If you want a little bit more sensation here, you could kind of walk your shoulders underneath you and interlace your fingers, press down into the mat, and maybe lift your hips a little more without losing the engagement of the glutes and the core. Wherever you are, let's find 3 more breaths. Use your next exhale to slowly lower down 1 vertebra at a time. And then we'll take the feet out farther away, bring them out to the outside edges of your mat. Open up your arms into a T. We'll windshield wiper the knees over to the left as you turn to gaze to your right. Inhale and bring your knees and your gaze back to center. Exhale, gaze left, knees right. And we'll just continue to go from side to side. Notice all the subtle sensations across your low back and your hips and the back of your skull here as you give yourself a little bit of a massage. One more time to each side. And then the next time your knees and your gaze come back to center, we'll draw one knee and then the other in towards your heart. You can hold on to the backs of the thighs or the shins or a pant leg, whatever makes sense to you. Just realigning your hips and your spine. And if you like, you can invite your nose up towards your knees. Give yourself a little bit of a squeeze hug here. One more inhale. Exhale, release your head and shoulders if they're raised. Bring your feet down towards the ground, and we'll find our final resting posture. If you like, you can stay here with the knees bent, maybe bringing your hands to rest on your belly. You could also walk the feet out wider and let those knees knock in on one another. Constructive rest posture. If you prefer, you could bring the feet together and take the knees out wide for butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. Or if you like, you can take full Shavasana, extend the arms out straight, palms shining up, extend the legs out. Wherever you choose to spend this time, let your mind be focused on your breath, staying present with yourself, letting your energy flow to where your attention goes. We all have areas of our body that we don't like or that cause us discomfort or that become injured or sick. And sometimes when we focus on those places, which is normal for us to do, we're biologically wired to look for threat. So it's very normal for us to focus on those less than positive places in our bodies. But maybe for this moment, you might find some place in your body that feels good. Maybe it's just your big left toe. One place in your body that is not experiencing any discomfort, that's feeling pretty strong and healthy. Let yourself focus there with gratitude, appreciation. And then maybe you might become aware of more parts of your body that are feeling pretty good today. You might extend some gratitude and appreciation and love to those parts as well. Letting yourself focus on what is going right. While we always want to take care of those hurt places, we want to acknowledge them and help them to be better. We want to bring some love and appreciation to those parts too, for all the work they've done, for what they've been through. Embracing yourself as a whole, all your parts are welcome. Use your next inhale and begin to deepen your breath once again. And start to find some gentle movement, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Open your hands and curl your fingers in. Spread your toes wide and curl them in, pumping that lymphatic fluid back towards the heart and the abdomen so it can get all nice and filtered out for you. And then we'll just find a big full body stretch. Reach your arms overhead as much as feels good. Wiggle those toes and fingers. Stretch out the wrists and ankles. Make some circles here if that feels nice. And then any way you want to get there, we're going to come back to a seat. So you might roll onto one side or the other and press yourself up. Or maybe you want to be a little playful about it and get one more little back massage. Hold on to the back of the thighs and rock and roll up and down the spine a couple times. However you choose to get there, whatever seat serves you, let's all find that seat together. I do like to finish in Dandasana with my legs out straight to find balance for my body after that practice. Recommit to your tall spine and your deep breath. And then all together, let's inhale, reach the arms up as much as feels good. Bring your palms together and right down to meet your beautiful heart. In gratitude and love and compassion for the 6 months that we have spent together, I greatly thank all of the folks from Breast Friends in Tigard. The light and the love that exists within me, it honors that same light and love within each of you. Namaste.